For Pauline, sorry about that, Hugo.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm really excited to be here today. I'm going to talk to you about how I got into the tech community as a non-computer science student. So, my name is Pauline, hence the emojis. It's the Paul and the flex emoji, get it? And so I come from a biomedical sciences background. I'm currently in my final year, and I do loads of different things alongside my degree. So I'm also a web developer at Sheffield Uni, and I also run the Code First Girls courses at Sheffield Uni, and I'll talk about that more in a second. And I also organise HackMed, and yeah, so my talk is just going to be about how I got into tech and just the tech community. So it all started when I was around 8 years old, and I was playing this video game called RuneScape. Has anyone heard of it or played of it? Awesome. So I used to play this game when I was 8, and I'm not sure if I was even allowed to at the time, but I did. And I loved it a lot, and it consumed a lot of my time. But I wanted to. There was loads of parts of the game that I wanted to change. So the first thing I said I wanted to change it. I want to change this section and do this instead, and have like a way to fly dragons around the little world and stuff. So I had an idea of making a similar version to RuneScape. So what I did was, I was like 8, and I said, I'm going to learn how to make a website, because RuneScape is on a website, right? And that's how I thought about it. So the first thing I did was try to make my own website so I could host the game, however, and I had no idea how to do that back then. So that's what I did, and eventually over time I got really into creating websites and web design and web development, and it was just me teaching myself in my room, and I just had a lot of free time, because we did when we were younger, didn't we? And so over time I just sort of switched from my sort of dream of making a better RuneScape to having a website, to just having a website where I hosted my blog. And now I've had it running since I was 9 years old, and I'm 21 now, so that's a long time. Now I blog, and my blog is called Pauline.com, as in Pawlean. It's pretty clever, right? And I've been blogging on there and sharing like my websites and web designs. And yeah, that's my first exposure to tech, to web development, and yeah. So getting involved in the tech community. Up till now, the only thing I got involved in within tech was by myself in my room, writing blogs, creating websites, all by myself, and I never really talked to my friends about it, because when I did, they would be like, isn't that what boys do? Don't you have better things to do? And I just felt like I couldn't talk to many people about it, so I kept it to myself. But it wasn't until I was in my second year at university, and I felt really unmotivated and uninspired by my degree. And it was in my second semester, and I got a email from the computer science department advertising a coding course at the university, and that was Code First Girls. And when I got the email, I was like, I don't think I want to do it, because I already knew how to code, and it was an intro to web development, and I was like, I already know HTML, I already know CSS, I already know how to make a website, so I didn't think that they would accept me. But I signed up anyway, and I managed to get a spot. And so Code First Girls is a not-for-profit organization with one mission: to get more women into tech, and just teaching that teaching female students how to code because, as you know, there's more guys than girls in the tech community who know web development. So yeah, I got really, really inspired by them, and I signed up, did the course, and yeah, actually recently, I might as well plug it here, but recently they launched a Kickstarter called CFG 2020, and what that is they're trying to get by 2020, 20,000 women across the UK to get involved in Code First Girls, the Code First Girls community, and to teach 20,000 women how to code. So that is pretty cool, and I was blown away because up to this point I didn't even know that there was a community for female students, especially those who were interested in coding like I was. So I got heavily involved. So after the course finished in 2016 in March, I was like, could I somehow get involved even more? So I signed up to be an ambassador, and now I teach it. And yeah, this is me and my fellow ambassador, Sophia, last year, and that was me in the autumn-winter 2017 coding course that just finished. And yeah, I was just really inspired, wanted to get more involved, and that's how I got into that really empowering tech community. So, how the courses run in Sheffield is, I'll just talk you through the life cycle, but basically, they get an email sent out across the university, and they have an application form. They fill in the application, and they receive an offer, and then after that, they go through the 8 weeks of the curriculum, which is just taking them from HTML, basics of HTML, then CSS, JavaScript, GitHub, and hosting their website on GitHub pages. And we recently opened a Python course, which is following a similar pattern, which is created, at the end of it, we make sure that they create like a website or a web app. So yeah, normally when I first joined, it was just that, and it was over. And straight after the class, people just left, and they got their certificate, and then they put it on their CV, and that was it. And there wasn't much of a community behind it. And when I got involved, I really loved the environment I was in. I loved how I felt safe, and I felt like no one was judging me for coding. So I wanted to make it continue. I didn't want it just to finish the courses. So what I did was, I wanted to shift towards community. And sometime in November last year, the president of Hack Sheffield, Matt, I met him, and he approached me because he read my blog post about Code First Girls, and he was like, you know what? I love what you do, and I think I need more representation in my hackathons because there's more men than female students who attend. So I was like, yeah, we should totally do something together, and we should somehow get more of because the Code First Girls students, they already knew, they have like a background of how to code. So they could take that into hackathons and then build something cool and meet other like-minded people and apply their skills that they've learned from the course elsewhere. So that was mine and Matt's little mission. We were like, yeah, let's do that, that'd be super cool. So we managed to get like the Code First Girls students and Hack Sheffield to go to the best event of the year, which is the Women in Tech conference that happened earlier this year. And so this is us, and this is a mixture of the girls who took part in the HTML and CSS class and the Python class, and they're all from different backgrounds. Some of them didn't even know anything about coding, didn't know are doing completely different degrees, law, geography, urban studies and planning, just loads of different things. So it was amazing that we got a lot of those girls interested in the event that was mostly focused towards tech. But we all went to Women in Tech, and it was incredible. They got a lot out of it, and a lot of them actually were inspired from that conference to pursue tech further. And I remember speaking to one of the girls here. She told me that she did a physics degree, and she was like, I don't actually want to do anything with my physics degree, but I was feeling a bit down because I didn't know what else I could do. But she said that doing the course and getting her more involved in the getting her exposed to the Women in Tech community gave her a chance, gave her it sort of shifted her mind to do something else and gave her hope to do something else, because she felt really uninspired, just like I did. So, and now actually she's a developer at Technology Will Save Us in London, and that's incredible. So she's not just the only example, so that's Louise here. But we also have Jen, and she did advanced GIS, which is something to do with geography, and she felt like she wasn't sure where she wanted to go. But again, she went to this conference and then the many other conferences we went to all together as a community. And now she's taking part in the 8 weeks or I think it's 12 weeks of code in Birmingham. So it's the School of Code. So that's really, really cool. And it was really nice because a lot of them started to think of other things that they could do in addition to so the course this Code First Girls course wasn't the end of it, wasn't just the end. They could continue and do other things. So we got involved in other events, like the Leeds Empowering Women with Tech conference. We got a group of them again to go, and again, a lot of them were really inspired to do something else. And this student here, she does law and she's in her final year, but now she's interested in looking at law and tech, and she didn't even think that was a thing until she went to these conferences and spoke to other women who were from different backgrounds and women who were in tech, and encouraging her. So that was really good. And so yeah, hackathons. Getting the girls to go to a hackathon was one of the hardest things I've ever had to sell to them. We got loads of people from Sheffield to give talks about how great it is, but a lot of them were really scared by the fact that it's a coding competition, and they felt like they weren't good enough to go. But we all went. I've never been to a hackathon until I went to HackMed. So we all went to our first hackathon, and they loved it. And these two ladies here, they actually ran the whole front end of their website all by themselves, while the rest of the team did loads of crazy stuff with Python and APIs, but they all did the front end, and it was so beautiful. It was great. So after that, we managed to get a huge community, which we bridged with Hack Sheffield and HackMed, and then we started going to hackathons together because they felt like we all knew each other from the 8 weeks in the course, and yeah, so we started going to loads of hackathons, and this is the recent one we went to, which is Local Hack Day at Sheffield. And so a lot of them felt really inspired to go to more hackathons. If you have a look, I can't go back. Oh, if you have a look, a lot of them came back. So we've got this girl here. She's here again. She started really enjoying them. So the hackathon community inspired a lot of the Code First Girls students to get involved and stuff. And one of those people who felt inspired was me. So now I'm actually organising HackMed for next spring, and I love HackMed because it helps bridge together my degree and tech together, and I just felt like I was included in something, and I felt like my degree was suddenly super exciting because I could do something with tech to make it even more cooler, and I love talking about it. So I think one of the main things that I got from the tech community and being super welcomed in the tech community is the fact that I feel like I helped bring a lot of different skills, because I have a range of different skills and a range of different interests. I think I've helped other girls in the Code First Girls community to think that actually, even if I don't have a technical background, I can get involved in this amazing tech community because I do it. And I just think that I hope this, like my story, it inspires you to get other people from other backgrounds and from other communities to get involved in your community, because again, diversity is key, and I think it's just much more interesting. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.